for the sake of this class, I would like to establish one thing. Everything I'm going to say in this class, number one, you might have heard 20% of it before, randomly. But I'm going to try to put it step by step for you. Now, at the end of this class, what I can guarantee you is that if you follow the steps that I'm going to give you at the end of this class, in the next 2 months, you are going to close sales in hundreds of millions. I am not telling you, I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to give you practical steps, practical client psychology, different kind of clients and how to approach them, how to close. Okay? So the first question I want to ask here is, how do you become an expert in sales? How do you become an expert in sales? Now, for your information, whether you like it or not, you are selling every day. Whether you like it or not, you are selling every single day. You are selling yourself to your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You are selling yourself to them, convincing them you are the best partner for them. If you are married, you are selling yourself to your children, convincing them that you are the best dad, you are the best mom. If you are working under an authority, you are convincing your boss every day that you are the best staff for the company so they don't sack you. You are convincing yourself you are selling yourself to your friends every day that you are a good friend so they don't defriend you. Okay? So now, whether you like it or not, in every area of your life, you are selling one thing or the other. Now, the big question is, how do you sell anything to anybody? How do you get to that point where you can sell anything to anybody? And it is just one simple principle. It is just one simple principle. You build trust. It's just one simple principle. You build trust. The only reason you are in that company working as a staff is because they trust you enough to keep the company secret, to do what you need to do, and then meet your targets. The only reason that person is your friend is because they trust you enough to keep their secrets. They trust you enough to care for them. The only reason that person is in a relationship with you is because they trust you enough to have their best interests at heart. So all these people you have been able to establish trust with, you have been able to sell yourself with too. So in everything you do, there is one simple aim you are aiming to achieve. You are aiming to achieve maximum trust in the heart of that person you are selling to. Did somebody get that? If you got that, drop some emojis. Drop some emojis. Let me know that sank in. Let me know that you understood what I just said. Okay, when the thing touch you, drop emojis so that I can feel it. So the screen is not quiet. I like active classes. Okay. Now, you are selling trust. Now the question is, how do you come to a point where you are selling trust to total strangers? Okay, how do you come to a point where you are selling trust to total strangers? Like I always say, when I'm teaching, I put everything I want to talk about in a note so that we can go step to step. Because if I start talking without this note, I can guarantee you we'll talk for 3 hours. So this help guides me. Now I expect you to have a note so you can jot down specific part. Now, in this note I put down here, I say, so how do you get to that point where you can sell trust, where you can establish trust in the heart of total strangers before they give you their money? Okay? Before we go into what we talk about, what the topic that was given to me by the management to speak on, before I go into that, I want to let you understand that before you can establish trust, you must have these qualities. You must establish, build these qualities as a salesperson. Before I proceed, let me say this. Sales is not a side hustle. Now, I am not going to apologize for those who are doing one business or the other and doing sales as a side hustle. I want to make it clear. Sales is not a side hustle. Real estate sales, rather, is not a side hustle. Okay, now you can start real estate when you are not making sales and do it as a side hustle. But the moment you start getting sales, you should know that this is the real hustle. And I don't like using the word hustle because it resonates with struggle, right? Now, real estate is not something you do on the side. Okay, now I need to say that to say this. For you to establish these qualities I want to talk about, you must sit down and then have an understanding that you have come into an industry where there is competition. And the only way you can stand out is to build these qualities. So here, number one, I said, you must know your vision. You must know your why. Why are you in real estate? Is it because you feel people are making money? Why are you here to sell real estate? And now, the moment you know your why, whether you like it or not, whether you say your why to your client or not, indirectly, people begin to see it in your brand. You must have your vision. Your vision comprises of why you are here, where you are going, why you are selling the kind of property you are selling, why you are selling to the kind of audience you are selling. Your vision, what is that vision you have for the type of client you are selling to? Now, the question is, how many of us here have been able to establish that? Why are you in real estate? Of course, you can have different why. Number one, your why can be because you want to beat poverty. In as much as that might seem, so what do I call it? I don't want to use the word selfish, right? Or self-centered. That is what I'm looking for. In as much as that might sound self-centered, it is not a wrong reason. Everybody wants to make money, right? Now, you might be in real estate to beat poverty. That is a strong why. The question now is, what is your vision? How do you want to achieve that? Okay? Why are you here? Are you here because you just want to make money? What if you make the money? Are you going to disappear? What happens to your clients that have trusted you with their generational wealth investment? Remember, you use the word generational wealth. That means that property is going to be with them for generations. And you are here just to sell and disappear. It does not work. You understand what I'm saying? So now you must establish your why to yourself. Now, when you know your why, I said here, something big must keep you here and drive you. There must be something big enough here that drives all your activities in selling real estate property. There must be a reason why you started. Maybe somebody introduced you to real estate. You realize that real estate is one way you can provide solutions to people. Okay, you realize that there are so many or serious or so many anyhow or unspecific real estate agent there, and you are here to clarify, to teach clients what they need to know and the right investment they need to invest. That can be your why. That is why you are here. Your vision is to grow wealth for yourself and do that for your client as well. Your vision is to sell enough real estate to establish a real estate company yourself. Your vision is to make enough money to employ enough staff to render more services to more clients. These are different visions, different why you should have in real estate industry. Now, that is one quality you must have. Another one, it's 30. Time is a barrier. Now, another quality I talked about here, I said you must be hungry for more. You must be hungry for more. Some of us are too comfortable selling one plot, two plots in the month. You must be hungry for more. The moment you sell that one plot and you know that Landnest is going to send your picture to that their amazing content team. They are going to send your picture to that amazing guy that designed flyers, and they are going to put top sellers of the month, and your picture is going to be there because you sold one plot. You are satisfied. Because you sold 2 plots, 3 plots, and you know that in the bad as in bad, they must put your picture. People must clap for you. Or once you come and post in the group and you see 20 congratulations, you are satisfied. You must be hungry for more. Okay? You must be hungry to sell more. These are qualities of what? Realtors, top realtors that can sell anything to anybody. Remember, we are talking about qualities, how to establish trust. These are the qualities you must have first that pushes you, your vision, which comprises of your why. Okay, the plan you have for your client, the plan you have for yourself in the nearest future in this industry. A big reason must keep you here. Number 2, you must be hungry to achieve it. That means you must give yourself timeline. to be able to achieve these goals, you must give yourself a sales target. Even before I proceed, I'd like to answer this. I'd like to state this question to us. Okay, this is me derailing from what I put down. You see, this is why I have notes when I'm teaching. But let me just derail a little. How many of us here have sales targets? A target of the sales, total volume of sales you want to make this year as a real estate entrepreneur, agent, consultant, property broker. Please, I need 2 people to give me an answer. How many of us here, if you have a sales target this year, please just give me an emoji or unmute your mic and tell me if you have a sales target and how much is your sales target. Everywhere is silence. I will not continue. I need an answer. Okay. I see one emoji. Okay. Another 1, 2, 3 people out of over 30 people in this class. I need more. 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 All right. Why am I saying this? As a salesperson, you must have a sales target. Sales target helps to get you hungry to sell more. If you have a target, of course, you have to meet the target. Even if you don't meet the target, at least you have a driving force. You must have a sales target. If you don't have a sales target, as a matter of fact, if you have a sales target here, let us know what is your sales target for this year. If your sales target is 100 million for this year, the question is, how do I sell 100 million for this year? Okay, if I'm selling 100 million for this year, and then I'm marketing, what is it called now? You could do property, or I'm marketing Golden Acres. I think Golden Acres is sold out. Or you are marketing the property we have in Omuepe. How many plots do you need to market? If you are marketing per plot, how many plots do you need to sell to make 100 million? It looks like a lot. But if you are marketing, since you have a target of 100 million and then you give yourself 12 months to achieve that, you divide that by per month. How many plots you need to sell per month in order to achieve that 100 million? If you are selling at least 2 plots, 3 plots, 4 plots, 6 plots per month, that means you do your marketing in acres. If you are doing your marketing in acres, you should do marketing in acres for 2 weeks and then you make only one sale. That is 6 plots. We have 4 weeks in a month. That means in a month you are selling 2 acres. That means you are selling 12 plots in a month. One way or the other, you might be able to meet up your target or even exceed your target. This is what setting a sales target helps you to achieve. Right? Now, back to what we are talking about. I might not be able to establish all the qualities, but permit me. Now, I also made mention here, I say, you must have the right knowledge. So you've been able to have a vision, you are hungry to sell more. Now, what is the knowledge? You must have the right knowledge of what you want to sell, right? Some of us, since we joined real estate, we have not paid for any paid courses. We are only looking for that is free. And I can guarantee you, you will not get all the necessary knowledge in the free class. You must be able to put money into your pocket, by investing in yourself. You make 1 sale, you make 2 sales, at least. If you sell the least property you sell now, I believe the least property you can sell in Landnest now, your commission should be more than 50,000. The least property, your commission is more than 50,000. Okay, now there are courses you can buy for 30,000. There are courses you can buy for 50,000. There are courses you can attend, live courses where you will learn, ask questions, follow the person on social media, learn from them. There are courses you can pay for that they will gladly give you the right knowledge and what to do, but most of us have not thought about that. So you must get the right knowledge. You must invest in yourself by buying the right courses to get the right knowledge. Now, for the sake of our time, I also made mention you must have the right skills. Of course, skills is gotten through applying knowledge. So once you get knowledge and you begin to apply it, that is how you acquire skills. Skills is not something you get when somebody offers you a certificate of attending a class. Skills is something you acquire over time when you practice the knowledge you've learned. Okay? So you must get the right skills by showing up and practicing what you've learned. Then the last but not the least, I said you must become a marketer. you must become a marketer. You are a salesperson does not mean you are now a marketer. You must become a marketer. Now, I have a formula that I always teach. I say the interest plus awareness is equals to lead, and lead is equals to sales. So at every point in time, you must be creating interest and awareness. That is marketing. You must be creating interest and awareness. Coca-Cola, go on social media. You see influencers, actors shooting videos where they are enjoying themselves with Coca-Cola. Is called creating awareness. Okay, and creating interest. They're trying to get you interested in drinking Coke. Coke now has a studio. What is the link between Coca-Cola and people singing? Is creating awareness, is telling a story about a people that Coca-Cola can be everywhere in your life. So as a realtor, you should be posting at least 2, 3 times, 4 times a day. Some of us, even WhatsApp is hard for you to post. On social media, if you post at least 1 time, it's your data. Okay? People are online dancing and doing all sorts of things. It's your data. You should be post everything on your phone, as long as it's business related, should be on your social media profile. Should be posting 3 times, 4 times a day. Should be marketing, creating awareness. That awareness is what will fill in your sales funnel, and then that is lead. And then you are able to convert that lead to sales when you close. These are practical processes, whether you like it or not. This is how it works. Okay? This is how it works. Whether you do this or you don't do it, this is how it works. Now, understanding buyers' psychology and closing sales. Let us get into the order of the day. Shall we begin? I'm enjoying this. So, understanding buyer psychology and closing sales. Excuse me. Here I said there are 7 types of real estate clients. These 7 types of clients, like 7 types of buyers. Since you're talking about buyer psychology, there are 7 types of buyers. Now, for the sake of our time, I will talk about just 4. And then we'll move on to objections and closing. Now, what's my time? Okay, almost 9. Before, I'm very sure we are going to proceed 9 o'clock, but bear with me. Now, there are 7 types of buyers in the real estate market. Whether you like it or not, currently you might have one of those in your sales funnel. You will come across each of those buyers. The number 7th buyer is your dream buyer. Okay, the number 7 buyer is that dream buyer. Now I'm going to talk about from number 1. I'm going to pick randomly. I'll speak about 4. Number 1, I say those that have been scammed before. They are clients that have been scammed before. The real estate market is a volatile market. If you move anyhow, they cut you. They cut you if you move anyhow. So there are always people that have been scammed before. There are always people that have been scammed before. And you and I are going to encounter those people in the long run. As long as you are creating awareness, as long as you are creating buzz about your business, you are doing your marketing correctly, creating interest and awareness, you will come across clients that have been scammed before. I said they have pains from direct or indirect scams. So they are either you meet a client that has been scammed before, or you meet a client that his friend has been scammed before, or his church member has been scammed before, or he has had a very painful scam story in real estate. Now, when you encounter this kind of clients, buyers, they are already mentally wired to approach you in some type of way. Okay? They are already very sensitive. They are already very emotional. They are already very, how do I put it now? They already put up a wall of defense. Even while approaching you, they approach you with one leg, trying to know if you are part of the scammer. In fact, this kind of clients, you are a scammer until proven innocent. You are a scammer until proven innocent. So how do you approach this kind of buyers? How do you even know? When they begin to talk to you, the way they talk to you, telling you that, this is your property, is it genuine? Once you hear that, you know that this one is the first type of buyer. Is either he has heard a scam story that he's very scared of, or he has been scammed, or one of his brother, or his father, or his friend, there is scamming somewhere happening. Okay? Now, how do you approach psychologically this kind of client? Number 1, you have to be very emotionally intelligent in the conversation with this kind of client. You have to be very sensitive. You have to give them all the time they need to explain themselves. Some of them will even warn you, tell you their past stories, tell you how they've. I had a client like that when I did a sales class. Okay, I did a sales class and I did some advert, created awareness, and the guy joined the sales. Meanwhile, he's not even interested in selling real estate. He was just there to know if I'm teaching people how to scam people. He was just there to know if I'm also part of the scam. It was after the whole class. I said, do you have a question? And then he put out his hand and then he began to explain how he has been scammed in Nigeria. He's not in Nigeria, how he has been scammed. And when he saw my flyer, he just wanted to know if we are part of those people and from the class. He's actually satisfied and he's going to reach out to me. That client on my birthday, 23rd November last year, he bought a property of 7.5 million, paid cash, outrightly. Okay, so what am I saying? This kind of people, they want to list, they want to share with you, and they want to listen. You want to listen to them. Don't. The moment they tell you that I have been scammed before, it is not your place to say, to cut them and say no, we are not like that. And begin to defend yourself. That is a red flag. It is not your job to defend yourself until they are done explaining yourself. So I said you must be emotionally intelligent, sensitive to the client, be patient with them. Okay, listen carefully, and then you ask the right questions. The first question you are expected to ask is not, what is your budget? Or in which location would you like to get this property? That is wrong. Okay, that is wrong. If I was discussing with my daughter, I would say, bang, bang, red alert. You don't ask him what is his budget after he has shared with you his pain. The first question is to ask is, oh, that's your property. Do you still have the details of the agent that was in charge? Giving the impression that you want to help, which of course, if you can help, you should help. Okay, I was marketing houses on the mainland as of last week. Did a YouTube video. The YouTube video blew up. I got over 1.6. I got over 1,600 views, and from there I got leads. And then I got to understand that the guy was showing me how he has been scammed before. Him and 10 of his friends. The government, Lagos State government was building a project, and then the agent reached out to them and told them that since it's on off plan, they should drop on 1 million, 10 of them, so that they will secure apartment for them. And they dropped on 1 million, which is 10 million till today. The product, in fact, the house I was selling was part of the house they dropped 10 million for. Okay, was part of the project, because the project, they have 9 sites, different apartments. It was that project in 2020 when it started that they presented 10 million for. So when he saw it, he reached out to me. He was sharing his OD with me. First thing I asked is, do you still have the details of that agent? He said, oh yes, I have his details. Since then, have you been to Nigeria? He said, yes. So how did he go? He said they came to Nigeria, they went to see the agent, they even went to the agent's house, the agent took them to their offices, and they realized that it was not the agent's fault. It was the directors that those houses was allocated to that sold to different people that brought cash immediately, and but the money was paid to Lagos State account. So even to bring out the money, story. But I showed concern, right? So it is your job to first of all show concern to clients that have been scammed before and tell you about their OD, right? Then after you have showed concern, the next step is to begin to show him facts and reasons why your product is not the same as that product. Okay, this kind of client, you need to show them facts. You need to my able MD, Mr. Our able MD will testify. Okay, will testify to the fact that I always request to him to share sensitive documents with me, even though I know those are not documents he's very comfortable sharing. But he shares sensitive documents with me when I'm dealing with this kind of client, and some other ones I'm going to list. Because these guys need facts, they need proof to prove to them that you have done the necessary documentation, the property is yours, and you have every right to transfer title to them. Remember, as long as the law is concerned, only the rightful owner of every property can legally transfer ownership to another person. So some of these clients, you need to prove to them that you are the legal owner of the property. Your company is the legal owner and they can transfer ownership. So you have to produce facts to be able to convince this kind of clients to actually buy from you. That's number one. Hope you are writing down. I'm not seeing emojis. I need some emojis. Emojis, right? I say emoji. Man of God. That's acronym for man of God. Emojis. I need some. Okay, thank you. Now, number 2, because of our time, I'm going to speak very fast. I tend to speak very fast when I'm rushing, so bear with me. Number 2, the difficult clients. You see the kind of sweat I'm sweating now? That is what difficult clients will make you to sweat. The difficult clients, these are the clients that will stress you. This kind of clients will ask you impossible questions. They will ask you questions upon questions upon questions. Okay? This kind of clients, they can be perceived as arrogant. They are very difficult. What is this one? What is this one? These are the kind of clients that will tell you to provide a C of O for a property they want to buy, 550,000. These are the kind of client that I don't buy any property that is not C of O. You don't buy any property that is not C of O, but you want to come and buy property that is 1.8 million. So I'm the one that will do C of O on your plot, and they want C of O to carry their name. These are difficult clients, but they buy properties. So what do? I said, in this case, your job is to keep your emotion in check. The first one, you have to be emotional, go with them. This one, you don't have to be emotional with them. Just maintain your skills. Don't get angry, because at some point you might get frustrated. This kind of client, you keep your emotion in check. Don't get angry. You have to step back and look beyond the hard shell they are putting on. All the hard whatever they are trying to create, that they are hard, they're asking questions. You have to look beyond that. You need their money. They need to stress you before they can be comfortable that you are worth to collect their money. So take the stress. Answer all the questions. Okay, I also put here, I said, if you can meet the needs of this kind of client, they become your client for life. Because this kind of client, not every realtor can handle them. Not every consultant can handle them. They answer this question, they ask you this question, they ask you this question. Your ability to be able to answer this question and your ability to manage their temperament and then still give them what they want. They know that you know what you're doing. So this client become your client for life. But that does not mean the difficulties is going to end. That does not mean they become easy. They become easy over time. Okay? When they are able to establish maximum trust. Now, moving on very fast. Hope you are writing down. Okay? Very fast. Number 3, I said the over careful client. They are extremely careful. They hardly give you their money. Everyone is also a suspect to them until proven innocent. These are the over careful clients. These ones, they are very careful. They are very careful. They don't want. They will ask you. These are not difficult clients, so they will not be arrogant. They will not shout at you. But these ones, they are very careful because, number one, every client is expected to be very careful. That is why we preach due diligence, right? So these are your average client. These clients are expected to be every client is expected to be careful. So, but these ones are very careful. They want to dot every I, they want to cross every T. They want to be sure that you are a real estate agent. Even the brand that you are claiming, is your brand registered? Is your company registered? Where's your company's office? When last did you go to the office? They want to go to your page and check the last time you are on site on that property, what you said about the property, and compare it to what you are telling them. The price you said on your page, is it the price that is on the flyer? So they are very, very careful. So once you encounter this kind of client, what do you do? Psychologically, for this kind of client, you must show more social proof. Remember, I said they will go to your social media to compare what is on your social media and what you are telling them. This kind of client is where your branding and your social proof comes in. Today we are not talking about branding, but I like to boast that I know a lot about personal branding. Okay, so I can teach you a lot in that. But today we are not talking about personal branding. But this kind of client, a careful client, judges you by your social proof, your social footprint, how you have done your branding, how you're able to prove on social media that you know what you are doing, your educative content. This is what this kind of clients use to judge you without you knowing. Okay, so the moment you are encountering this kind of client, it is your job to begin to post on your social media, to begin to update your profile on your recent activities on that particular uh, site. Okay, if you are discussing to such kind of clients about this kind of properties, you are expected as a smart real estate person to begin to post that property on your WhatsApp where they are viewing it, on your Instagram where they are going to check, or if you are on YouTube and you're going to establish a good YouTube profile, post it there. On your YouTube, what's it called now? Shorts, post it there, because you want everywhere they go to see exactly what you are telling them and that you know about that property. So that is where your branding come in. Okay, then we'll talk about branding some other time if I have the chance to come here again. If Landnest will give me more money to come back. All right. I also say here that if you have a bad branding, you will not be able to close this kind of client. If your branding is bad, you will not be able to close a careful client. Okay? I have sent a property to a client. This guy has bought from me before. Okay? He was referred, so trust is already established. He has bought from me, so extra trust is already established. But I sent him a product and he said, send me the social media handle of the company. Okay, that is a careful client. Now, my personal social branding was even stronger than the branding of that company. He did not buy. Because the branding of that company, their social media branding was not powerful enough. He did not buy. But I knew that that property was good, was genuine. But the company was not able to establish a strong social brand. Of course, I have to look for another property and sell to him. That is how powerful social branding is. So whether you like it or not, your branding, there are clients that saw your video, they liked the property, they came to your page, they saw your branding, and they never called you. They never called you. So you never knew that you are losing sales without knowing. Not to dwell on that. Number 4, the boastful clients. The boastful clients. These ones are the clients that the moment they call you, before you say Jack Robinson, they will tell you that I have properties in Dubai, I have properties in VI. I'm currently building one of my property in Chevron, but I want to take time to build it. That's why I still want to invest in small one. They will tell you, now it is your job psychologically to become hype man. It's your job to begin to hype this type of client. We are talking of sales psychology here. It's your job to begin to let them know that they are doing the right thing. Oh, that means you're a powerful investor. Wow. I need to learn a lot from you, sir. Okay, this property you have is also place. How have you been able to, when did you get it? So I go, what is the current price now? He said, I don't know the price. I said, well, I always inform my client as their property appreciates. You are selling yourself. So what is the current value of that property now? Oh, wow, this is the value. Amazing. That means you know more about real estate. Wow. What other place do you have property, sir? They like to hear themselves talk. Boastful clients. Allow them talk. Allow them boast. Hail them. Okay, now, I said, in that case, you should know what he got from those properties and prove to him how your own property can even give him better. From what he's sharing, boasting about his property, you already know that this guy is buying property that he will boast to his friends. That means this kind of client, the moment he buys from you, you are supposed to buy a big gift, a gift that he can show to his friends and boast about, and then his friends will want to buy from you. If he's a boastful client, it's obvious his friends are boastful. That means you already have how you are going to enter them. That means these people, they share, what is it called now? These people share their wins a lot. So if they're able to buy from you, they will tell people about it. This kind of the client that blow your trumpet immediately they buy from you. Okay, there's this beautiful girl I bought a property from. She's a professional, my guy. You need to buy property from this girl. You see this girl. Wow, she speaks very well. Oh, there's this guy. He's very professional. He knows about the legal side of real estate. He will tell you about documentation. The guy knows what he's doing. These people, they talk a lot. So they will talk about you if you're able to establish sales with them. So what do I say? You become a hype man. That's the psychological way to follow this kind of client. You let them boast. And then you let them know that your property can also, while they are boasting, you are expected to pick number 1, your purpose of buying properties. You're supposed to pick the areas they like to buy property. You're supposed to pick the profit margin they expect to get from buying properties. With that information, then you're able to know the kind of property as they are talking. You know the type you are going to market to them. Somebody with me? Somebody with me? Everywhere is quiet. Give me some reactions. Somebody with me?
Yes,
Are you
so
getting
we are
value?
with you, sir.
All right. If you are
Yes,
getting value, let me know you are getting value. All right. Great. Now, I made mention of something. I said you should know what he wants. I just read it now and prove that yours is better. While I was making my arrangement for this class, putting this thing down, something came to me. I said Lekki versus Ikorodu. So what happens when you are marketing our Ikorodu property now? What's the name of Ikorodu property? Who knows it? Ikorodu properties. Who know the name of Ikorodu properties?
Ikorodu Boulevard.
Ikorodu Boulevard. Hallelujah. How many plot sizes do we have there? Product knowledge. How many plot sizes do we have there?
We have
300
300
square
square
meter,
meters,
500.
500 square meters.
How many plot sizes? 3. Am I correct? 300 square meter, 500 square meter, and 1,000. Okay. Now for each
1,000, yeah.
for each of those sizes, there's a price to it. So what happens if a client calls you and the client begins to boast to you, telling you properties he bought in Lekki, in Chevron, and telling you that, but this is your property in Ikorodu. I can see that Ikorodu is a place that is growing, and I really want to buy some properties in Ikorodu, but I prefer areas like Lekki, Ekpe, I prefer areas like Festac, I prefer areas like and it's giving you posh areas. How do you convince somebody that is looking for property in Lekki to buy Ikorodu? Who can answer that for me? If you can answer that, I can guarantee you that I will convince the management to give you a gift. Who can answer that? How do you convince a client that is boasting to you that he has bought properties in Lekki, but he's looking to buy small properties, and you already know that this guy will get property for Lekki, he'll just leave one buy na acre single buy. How do you convince this kind of person to buy Ikorodu Boulevard? Any answer? Anybody wants to try?
Good evening. Can I try, sir?
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So with what you said, I believe that teaching the values that are Ikorodu Boulevard to the person in such a way that the person will see the same things that are in Lekki in Ikorodu Boulevard. Like it might not be there now, but in such a way you paint the values of Ikorodu Boulevard to meet up with the standard of Lekki and the places the person has said that he has gotten properties in those places. I believe that if you pitch the values of Ikorodu Boulevard very well, you'll be able to close the client.
Okay, can I
Mr.
try?
Paul. Okay, Blake, go ahead.
Okay, for instance, the person investing in Lekki, currently the properties in Lekki they have skyrocketed already. So if a client wants to or boast of buying property or acquiring properties in Lekki, you can also use this idea of telling the client that getting property in Ikorodu, because it's a developing area, it's not developed already, it's developing areas, then he will be able to have you'll be able to have more like over 500% return on investment than
Thank you.
like buying properties in Lekki, which is on a high price already.
Thank you. God bless you. Bless admin. Mark blessing face. I don't mark her face. Mark her face. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, when I said convince a client that is looking for property in Lekki or wants to buy property in Lekki to buy Ikorodu Boulevard, that is exactly what I'm talking about. Profit margin appreciation. Profit margin appreciation. Lekki Ikoyi Ekpe is at its peak of profit appreciation already. Okay, so it is your duty to let them understand that number one, those who make maximum profit in Lekki are those who bought Lekki at the time was selling for 2 million, 1 million, 20, 15 years ago. Okay? So if you buy a property at Lekki, there's every guarantee that in the next 5 years, it cannot go beyond a profit margin. Okay? Now, if you want to make more profit margin, if you invest 50 million in Lekki, and in the next 5 years, you're able to sell that property for 100 million, you are able to make how much? 100% profit margin. But if you buy a property for 10 million in Ikorodu Boulevard, and in the next 5 years, you are selling that property for 100 million, how many percent have you been able to make? You understand what I'm saying? So now, if you are buying a property of 10 million in Ikorodu Boulevard today, and then in the next 5-10 years, you're able to sell it for 100 million, how many? That is over 500. I'll be over 500% profit. You're talking about 10 million times 10. But if you bought for 50 million in Lekki and you sell 100 million, that is 50 million times 1. Do you understand the calculation I'm talking about? So it's not about the money itself, it's about the volume you can buy and sell at a higher profit margin. Did somebody get what I'm talking about? Fire, 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 fire. Let me see some activities on the screen. If you get what I'm talking about, let me see some activities on the screen. All right. So, moving on, I said, this is number 4. I said I was going to mention 4, right? So, these are the 4 types of clients we are going to talk about today. Now, there are 2 more, but for the sake of our time, this is already after 9. Okay. Time is a barrier. Time is a constraint. Okay. Now, let me add one more. Because this kind of clients, we tend to meet this type of client every day, right? I said there are 7. Let me add one more. Let me make it 5. Because you must meet this type of client. So call it number 5. Number 5, the petty client. The petty client. Now, this type of clients now, they are petty. I say here, they can call off transaction at any smallest mistake. These clients, they don't have emotions. They don't care about you. They don't care whether they've asked you up to the point of, I will do transfer tomorrow. If they go on your page and you speak one English that they don't like, they notice one thing, they can call off the transaction anytime. This kind of clients can get all the information from you, make transfer for the property because they are speaking to 3 different, what is it called now? Agent at the same time. Now, on the side, there is no real estate buyer psychologically that speaks to only one agent. Take that out of your book. I can beat my chest. If there's anybody talking to you to buy property, there's guarantee that there are 3 other people there. There are 3 other agents in competition with you for that client. So when it comes to petty clients that are very petty, number 1, they will ask you questions. From the way they approach you, you know that these people talk to you as if they are doing you a favor. These are the kind of clients that they will get all the information from you. In fact, they will pay for that property, but they will send the receipt to the agent that they like. There's nothing much you can do about this type of client. Now, I say they don't care about your feelings. They can double cross you in every transaction. That means this kind of clients, if you are talking to them, you will notice that this is a petty client. This guy not send anybody, papa. Okay, this guy is only here for the profit. And then you are sending them a flyer, and the flyer is carrying company information, company details. And you think when they call company will not call you that somebody call us. Are you the one that send the person to us? The moment they buy from the company, they will not even let you know. Do you know what I'm saying? Or say you are speaking to them and they are speaking to 3 other agents, and one of the agents mistakenly gives the man 5% extra discount, and you don't know. They are gone. Do you understand what I'm saying? They are gone. So what do you do when you approach a petty client? Number 1, just play along with their pettiness. Just understand that this kind of the person they are. Okay? Number 2, put your emotions in check. Don't get emotional because they can be annoying at some point. Number 3, double check every information you want to send to them. Because the moment you make one silly mistake, Even spelling mistake, you are not even professional. See this one, you want to now sell, now you want sell, you put sell. You want to type sell, you put sell. Spelling mistake, they will not tell you. They are that petty, they will not tell you. One spelling mistake, you are not professional as long as you are concerned. Okay, so double cross every details you are sending to them. Double cross, double read. You cannot do much with convincing them. Just tell the truth and be professional. There's no sales tactics you want to use for them. In fact, if you want to use sales tactics, they will back off. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this is how you approach this kind of client. And this is one particular client that you will encounter at some point. So I feel this part is very, very important for everybody to take, right? Now, do we still have time to discuss sales and objection? Should I continue? Should I continue? Or I should
Yes,
go?
sir.
Should I continue?
Continue, sir.
You can continue,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, if you say so. Now, okay, by 9:30 I should round up. By 9:30 I should round up. All right. Now let's discuss objection and closing. Here it says, what are objections? So what are objections? Okay, so for the sake of our time, I won't give you an opportunity to answer that, but I believe you know what an objection is. Here I say these are feedbacks from clients. I know that's not what you expected, but objections are feedback from clients. Objections are Rhetor's worst nightmares. Whether good or bad, objections are feedback from your clients. So here I say there's a formula that I teach that I learned from a mentor of mine. Okay, there's a formula I teach every time I have a sales, it's a paid sales class I'm doing. There's a formula I teach. I'm going to give it to you free because we are family, right? Now, the formula, the acronym for this is LU/PPF. LU/PPF. If you're writing, write that down. LU/PPF. I'll explain that. Now, the L there stands for listing. The U there stands for understand. First P there stands for purpose. The other P stands for pain. The other F stands for fear. So simply put, listening to understand their purpose, their pain, and their fear. Every objection can be divided into this. Every objection you have ever gotten, if you give me that objection, I can fit in into one of these. LU/PPF. Listening to understand their purpose, their pain, and their fear. Okay, so the moment you have been able to establish the value of a property to a client, they are going to have an objection. They are going to have a question. Every question is an objection in disguise, right? Now, it is your job to listen carefully. I just explained sales psychology type of client and how to approach them psychologically, right? Now, in every explanation I mentioned there was always a time I said you should listen to them. It still applies in this formula. You listen. Why are you listening? You are not listening because you want to defend your company. You are not listening because you want to make sure they buy. You are not listening because you have one special trick, one special sentence that you will say after they speak to you and they will buy. You are listening to understand. What do you want to understand? Number one, you want to understand the purpose to which why they want to buy this property. If you follow this key, every objection you're able to answer every objection and get a sale. Okay? You listen to understand the purpose to why they are buying this property. Number two, you listen to understand the pains they've established or the pains they've felt before, the pains they've heard people feel about real estate property. And then you listen to understand the fear they have that is born out of the pain. Okay? Now, when there is a pain, when they hear about a pain that somebody has gone through, there is a fear born out of that pain. So every objection boils down to the formula I just gave you now. Okay? Now you have to figure this out as a realtor. and you figure this out from listening. So let us go to the usual objection that you get. Number one objection is it's too far. I know it's familiar, right? It's too far. Number one objection is the property is too far. Now, the question you should understand here is you need to know why they say it's too far. Number one, where is it far from? So it is not you tell me it's this far and then I fire you say nowhere is far from anywhere, or why is it far? No, it is not. We are not fighting. Okay. The idea, remember, I say you listen. The next step is for you to understand. You ask questions for you to understand, right? So now the question for you to ask is far from where? Why did they say it's far? It's far from where? Number one, is it far from their office? Or is it far where they want to live? Is it far from where they have envisioned that they want to live? Okay? Is it far from where they plan to build a house? Okay? Are you getting what I'm saying now? Is it far from the major city? Now, when you're able to establish this, you will know that it's either the client is talking out of misinformation or is talking out of information. Because every client has an information. Number one, the purpose. Number one, we talked about purpose. You are able to understand the purpose of that client now might either be maybe he wants to start building, and the property he saw you marketing or you are marketing to him is too far. It's too far from where he has envisioned to build his dream home. Is that not understandable if you are the buyer? Now the question is, if it's too far, I mentioned here, I said, this will help you know why and how to serve them better. Okay, if the property is too far from where they envision that they want to build their dream home, that means you know that the purpose of buying that property is to build. So you are not going to begin to sell them properties in Abeokuta for 500,000 or properties in Ibadan. I'm talking about Moniya and Seyin Road. Okay, to be selling them properties for where they can build immediately. All right. So you'll be able to establish their purpose. Okay. Now, once you know the pain they felt before, then I talked about that earlier. You should be able to establish and make them understand your own property will not, put them into such pain, or their fear will not come to pass by buying your property. Okay. So that's how you approach a person that says the property is too far. Exactly why do you say it's far? Okay. Then instead, it's too far from my house, it's too far from the place. Then, okay, if you say it's too far, why exactly? What do you want to do with the land? Then they will tell you. Now, if they tell you that the property is for investment purposes, then that is where your professionalism comes in. You begin to educate them how they get higher profit margin from buying such properties for land banking. And then, since it's an investment, the beauty of investment is to get high profit margin. And the best way to get high profit margin is to buy less and sell for more. When you are buying less, you can buy more. All these are terms that I expect or you should know as a real estate consultant, right? Okay. Number two, objection. Now, this is a silent objection. When a client begins to ghost you, so they ask you about a property, the client comes to your DM, maybe he saw the video. I said this video is nice. Tell me about this property, and then you begin to speak all the English in your head. You begin to speak all the English in your head, telling them the amazing part of the property, telling them everything, and then when you are done, they are nowhere to be found. In fact, sometimes they just listen to you and then they do reply. The client is ghosting you. That is also an objection. That is a silent objection. Now, what is the cause of this objection? Number one is distrust. The client do not trust you. Number two, you must work on your double P. I call it double P. Projection and perception. Okay? Let's say it's a game of perception, unless you don't want to sell big properties. Okay? Now, if a client goes to you, number one, they don't trust you. Why do they not trust you? You are a trustworthy person, but you have not been able to put the perception out there that you are trustworthy. So you are somebody that tells that knows what you are doing, but on your social media platform, there is no proof of you that you know what you are doing. So the perception of you that you are projected is that you don't know what you are doing, even though you know what you are doing. How do you know what you are doing? By putting yourself out there, by doing your marketing, by doing your branding, and then having product knowledge and sharing information, the value of the property, the documents of the property, the location of the property, the location, the government project in that location. You project professionalism. When you project that, then they have a perception of you that you know what you are doing. And then clients that reached out to you already establish that through your social media that you know what you are doing. They have a good perception of you, and then they can stop ghosting you. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Somebody understand what I just said? Great. Somebody understand what I just said? Now, let me. Okay, now I want somebody else. If you have any what is it called now? Objection that you have faced. If you have any objection that you have faced, okay, let me open this as a question and answer because of our time. I have other objection here, but quickly, let me open the floor for questions, strictly on objections. Okay, let's take objection question first. If you have any objection that you'd like us to talk about, and then if you have any other question, we'll take them later. Is that fine? So if you have an objection you'd like us to talk about, please put it on the
Okay.
unmute yourself. Okay, Blessing, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So there are other clients, like you just explained, that they want to get a property, a buy and build property. Yet their budget, they don't have a good budget to get a property at that location they are looking for. So how do you handle that? Because sometimes you might try to, tell them the importance of at least land banking first if they don't have the capacity to buy in a developed area, then they can
Okay.
land bank to be able to make up that money. Yet they'll still prove they want in a developed area, yet they don't have the money to buy. So how do you handle that?
Okay. The first question here is, they've been able to establish to you that this is how much I have, and this is the property that I want. It's like somebody who goes into the market and says, I want a Lexus 350. Says, I want a Lexus 350, but the money I have is for Toyota Camry. What can that car buyer do to get that person that wants a Lexus 350? What can that buyer do to get somebody that please, I'm not reading comment from here. So if there are questions in the comment, please let the moderator help me read it out when it's time. Okay, thank you. Now, the question is, there is no English you can speak that money that person is going to decide, to change their mind if they are locked in. Okay, now this is where education comes in. This is where you educating the client the difference between land backing property and then buy and build property, and stating to the person clearly that this is the price for buy and build property and this is the price for land banking project. Now, if you cannot afford to buy, a buy and build property yet, I can guarantee you that you want to go back and start saving money. I can guarantee you that you will not get any buy and build property with this budget. The budget is good. I mean, somebody's coming with you with 1 million. It's not easy to make 1 million, right? So don't ever look down on any person's budget. The budget is good, but you cannot afford this property. Now, for the fact that you cannot afford this property, there are two things you are going to do, sir. Number one, you are going to go back and try to save to buy a buyer, to buy, a buy and build property. Or number two, you can reconsider to buy this property. Now, if you take the first option to go back and save, I can guarantee you that buy and build property that I just told you that is 5 million, 4 million. By the time you save your money for 6 months and you come back, this property will be 50% higher. But if you put that your money that is not afford to pay for a buy and build property, and you put it as a deposit for a buy and build property, we can spread payment for you in 6 months or in 2 months. I know very well that Landnest has a buy and build property. Who can tell us the buy and build property that Landnest has? So if somebody wants to buy, if somebody is telling you that they want to buy Ikorodu Boulevard, or they want to buy a buy and build property that Landnest has in Ibadan, but the budget they are coming with is the budget of Ikorodu Boulevard, it is left for you to convince them to use that money as an initial deposit for the buy and build property and then spread payment, because their attempt to go back and save will rob them of both the current price of the land banking property and the current price of the buy and build property. So they have 2 options. Either you drop a deposit or you lose both options. A smart investor knows what to do after that. I hope that answers your questions.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other objection? Any other question, please? Any other question? It's 9:30 already. Any other question?
Yes, sir.
Hello,
Mr.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, sorry, please. I would like to know how professional it is to use questionnaires to try to create, make prospects from which you can eventually create leads from. Like, okay, you want to approach people, but at times getting people to save your number so they can actually be able to see what you post on your status, so that you can get to know that this is what you do from time to time. But instead of trying to do so, maybe you create questionnaires, like trying to know their readiness for them to invest in real estate and how open they are about you pitching real estate to them and them taking it serious. So you now venture to the means of using questionnaire as a way of getting that. How professional is it?
Okay, before I answer that, Mustafa, have you used questionnaires before?
Yeah, I've used questionnaire for some other stuff, but I've not used it on real. I'm just trying to use that means that route again. I'm trying to get
the questionnaires you have used on other products. How successful was it?
The one I used for making sampling for a brand, it wasn't really that stressful, but I was able to get know what my target, my target audience, and because I had on that questionnaire, I was able to get numbers. So once I get the questionnaire and I see that the person seems to be interested in it, I follow up on that, and I was able to get quite a number of customers from there.
Okay, great. Here's what I'm going to say. Now, real estate is, how do I put it now? Real estate is cost-intensive investment. What that means is the lowest real estate is running into millions, right? Now, the questionnaire we are talking about now, there's a difference between having a questionnaire and you send a questionnaire to somebody who already has your number, although maybe they've not saved your number, but they are on WhatsApp. Okay? Now, what I'm going to share with you now is what I share in closed door meetings, paid classes, but I'll give you this for free. In as much as we work with data, that's why I asked you how successful those questionnaires are, because you work with data. Now, as long as data is concerned, you cannot say a questionnaire will not give you, some leads. Some people might be honest enough to answer your questionnaire, but I can guarantee you 80% of those people would not answer your question appropriately to know whether they are your clients or their current buyer or not. Okay, I had a client reached out to me on Instagram that she wants to buy a property and her budget is 60 million. She's looking for an apartment in Lekki Phase 1. Upon meeting her in Lekki Phase 1 with my team, she told me before we go for the inspection that she has changed her budget to 200 million. We went to the first apartment, to the second apartment, to the third apartment. We ended up on an apartment of 3 100 million. We ended up on a budget of 300 million. And she told me categorically that she does not like telling people her budgets, especially somebody she has not met before. So why do I want to tell you how much I have to buy property? But when you show up and they like how you present yourself, they begin to open up to you. So the average Nigerian is very secretive about what they are going to do. So that means instead of you to do a questionnaire, why not do a short clips? You have their number and they are on WhatsApp. Do a short clip video telling them what you do and how you can help them if they need these services, and send them to them. Call their name in that video, send it to them. This also works when you are marketing a particular property. You are trying to resell the property to a client that has bought from you before. You have their details, you have their email, you know their birthday, you have their information. They are on WhatsApp. Do a private video for them. It will not take you 1 hour to do a good video. It will not take you 30 minutes to edit it. The video will not be longer than 1 minute. You send it to them, tell them about the property, tell them the location, the value of the property, and make sure you communicate value before you talk price. Okay? Here, talking about objection, I talk about clients that says it's too expensive. When a client tells you the property is too expensive, when a client tells you the property is too expensive, it is because you have communicated price before value. If you're able to establish the value of a property before you tell them price, then the clients will know, even if he does not have the money and the value is good enough, he will look for that money. Somebody with me? So still talking to Mustafa, that might work, that might not work, but I'm giving you a formula that has worked for me over and over again for free. Okay? So instead of creating, I know creating a questionnaire is easier than creating a video. That's why I said you must be ready to do, you must be ready to get what? Uncomfortable. You must be comfortable doing what is uncomfortable to get that sales. Okay, so that is one way you can approach that. Now you can do your questionnaire, but the question is, all the survey that Facebook has been putting out for you to answer, how many did you answer? When you go on social media and Facebook says we are doing a survey, please answer this question. How many did you answer? That's the question. So that tells you an average person. They don't want to waste time trying to answer a question that, as of that point, does not mean anything to them. Now, another way, I'm giving you guys, okay, another one. Let me give you this. Another one you can do if you are able to establish a good brand, do your branding properly, and you establish yourself as an authority, is to create free ebook, a free ebook about real estate where they can easily access that ebook. Before they access that ebook, they'll give you their information and they answer every question before they click submit and then access that ebook. This also works. Okay, all these are lead generation process to fill your sales funnel. Okay, are we good? Hope I answered that. This almost.
Thank you very much, sir.
I'm still at the office. I see I have over 45 minutes to get home, so we need to round up now. Any other question?
There's some comments, some questions in the message box. Mr. Fortune said the objection of I want to speak to my wife. Mr. Obaseki also said the objection of I want to speak to my mother.
I want to speak with my wife and I want to speak to my mother is the same. It's the same. Okay, now the question, the best advice I will give in such situations is it's obvious that that person is not the full authority in that transaction. Okay, I've had a situation where young investors tell me I want to speak with my mother, and I say, oh, that's good. You want to speak with your mother? Please, can I get on the phone call with your mother? Can I get on the phone call with your mother? Or when you speak with your mother, since you are still with her, there are some things I've shared with you, you might not be able to say it to her, or you might not remember. But when you speak to her and she asks you any question, call me. And the guy called me. And I ended up closing the mom, collecting the mom's WhatsApp number, and make sure the woman sees every new property. So the woman is now the one helping me to convince the boy to even buy because he's a young guy. The guy likes flexing. Okay? So I was able to convince the woman. No, but it's easy with mothers than with wives. Nobody wants to start talking to their wife. I don't understand. What do you want to talk to my wife about? I'll speak to my wife and get back to you. There's not at this point. I'm not in the business of trying to, cajole people or speak one. I know people that will tell you that once they tell you I want to speak to my wife, tell them this, tell them this, tell them this, tell them that. Sales has gone beyond that. Now, number one, you have provided value. Number two, you have established the value of the product, giving them every necessary information on the product. What you cannot do is help them make a decision. Okay? Now, what you can do is to do a follow-up after that. Now, in the process of doing a follow-up, somebody that says, I want to speak with my wife, number one, that person has fallen into what I call the distrust zone. Okay, now that person might not trust you completely. So that means that person will still I want to speak to my wife, simply means I want to tell my wife about you, so my wife self can look at you and know whether Mogu will buy from you. Because if exactly what I told you is what you're going to tell your wife, you just want to know if your wife has the same reaction you have about me. If your wife is going to have the same reaction about me, the same way you have about me. So the question is, what is the perception you have about me? Now, I can't ask you that. All I need to know is that I've done my branding, my social media. Whatever you're going to find about me on social media is going to be perfect. Whatever your wife is going to find about me on social media is going to be okay. It's left for me to follow up after that. I hope that answers the question. And when you are following up, you are not aggressive. Follow-up can be indirect, follow-up can be direct. Okay, direct follow-up is I do my direct follow-up every 2 days. Or the moment somebody says, I want to speak to my wife, you say, that's fine. When you are done speaking with your wife, how long will it take you to speak with your wife, sir? Should I reach out to you next tomorrow or tomorrow? Just make sure you get an idea of when you can reach out to them so that you don't they don't feel like you are disturbing when you finally reach out to them. I hope that
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Miracle is also asking, how does she handle the objection of, my husband told me not to buy properties from Yoruba land?
Well, that goes beyond what you can handle. That goes unless you want to go into prayer so that the Holy Spirit can also go back and tell the husband to change their mind. I have clients like that. Okay, that said, I want to buy in the East. Something I want to buy in the East. Something I want to buy in the East. Something, please find me property in the East. But guess what? He bought 1 acre of golden acre. His friend bought 2 acres of golden acre. What am I saying? The moment you have been able to establish yourself trustworthy enough, you can break any barrier. Do you understand what I'm saying? The reason why they don't want to buy in Yoruba land is because of Omonile. Yes or yes? It's because of Omonile Wahala. Number two, you see that person also is thinking about Biafra. The Biafra we are talking about, how many years are we talking about? Has Biafra come? The answer to that is no. The big people pushing the narrative for Biafra, do they have big real estate investment across the country? The answer is yes. They might not tell you. For some of them are living abroad inside their own property. So it is not you begin to educate that person might end up sounding offensive. We have to look for a smart way to approach it. But there's a level you can do it. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. That's the best you can do.
Thank you, sir. Daniel is also asking for your social media handle.
Okay, my social media handle on Facebook, Samson Adakole. Samson Adakole. Adakole is spelled Adarkole. You can find it on the flyer for this training. Okay, my social media on Instagram, you can search Sam_Royal23, or you can just search for Sam Royal. Once you search for Sam Royal, I'll be in the top 5 that will show up. Same thing on Instagram, on YouTube, Sam Royal Properties on YouTube. I'll be in the top 5 that will show up. Okay. Now, before we go, with the permission of the moderator, I would like to also share with us that beyond what we just did now, there is more. Okay, if you notice, we are not able to cover everything. Okay, beyond what you did now, what we did now. If you go on my YouTube, you will see that I'm currently running a series on the legal side of real estate. Because whether you like it or not, every real estate is a legal transaction. As long as it's a legal transaction, that it means you can be taken to the court of law if you do not follow the right procedure. That means there are documentation you should know about. All this will set you apart to become, to sell, to put out the perception that you are a professional in your industry. Okay? So these are courses that I've paid for, I've attended in hundreds of thousands over the years. Okay? So currently, I have, a 3 weeks training that is coming up at the end of this month. Okay? Now, I've not launched it yet. We are launching this week. We are launching this week, and the launching price is 30,000. Okay, launching price is 30,000. The 3-week mentorship. Number one, we'll be talking about personal branding, setting yourself as an authority. Number two, we'll be talking about setting your social media, especially YouTube. Okay, I can guarantee you for this year alone, I've gotten more than 30 leads from YouTube. Okay, only one YouTube video that went viral. Okay, so we are going to talk about YouTube, how you can shoot YouTube videos, how you can edit those YouTube videos, and then we are going to talk about the legal side of real estate, what you should know. Now, everything you are going to learn in that class, you can also teach your clients and put it out there, and then they know that you are a professional in your business. Now, the opening for that, like I said, is 30,000, but we are going to do, an early bird sales of 15,000. And I'm giving us that opportunity here. So if you are in this class right now and you follow up to the end, it shows that you want to take your real estate game to the other level. So send me a message. I'm also in the Landnest group because I sell for Landnest as well. So send me a message. I'm equipping realtors to go out there and sell massively for every company you are selling for, and teaching you how to be loyal to one company to build your brand, which is Landnest Properties. Okay, so if you send me a message this night, send me a message in the next 24 hours, which includes tomorrow, I might be able to give you a lesser discount than 15,000 naira. Okay, it's going to be a 3 weeks massive intensive class, and I'm sure you will get value for your money. Okay, I really regret I didn't finish everything I need to do today, but time is not on our side. Hopefully, Landnest will bring me on some other time, and I'll be able to share more with you. But in the meantime, send me a message if you're interested, and I'll be glad to give you an extra discount. Okay? Have a nice day, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the knowledge imparted on us this evening. Please, if you've gained value, please share your emojis, share your reactions. Let the speaker know you
Let me
benefited
see
from
your
this
reaction.
talk.
Let me see your reaction. And I want to also see your what you got from the class. Go to the group and let other people know what they missed, or exactly what you wrote down, what you are going to do, the point of action. Now, remember, everything you have learned here today, if you do not take action, it's a waste. The investment Landnest has put into this class, you actually did not value it if you do not take action. Everything I've said to you now will not yield you any sales until you take action. Okay? Thank you.